Introduction. Stop. Thief. I am a gentleman. I live by robbing the poor. George Bernard Shaw, Irish playwright and social critic. Something was terribly wrong. As I slipped my key into the front door lock, I had a strange, unsettling feeling. I could feel an almost electric tingling sensation on my arms and hands. My stomach was suddenly empty. I felt oddly hollow and sick. I opened the door and cautiously walked inside. It wasn't getting any better. It actually hurt now. I looked around. I was in the right house. Nothing was out of place. I just didn't feel right. And the feeling was getting worse by the second. Then I saw it. There was a hole right under the television where the DVD player used to be. It was gone. Oh no, I thought. What else did they steal? Stop! Thief! Somebody had broken into my home, messed around with my stuff, rifled through and ripped off my private things. And my kids' things too. They'd even stolen from my kids. If this has ever happened to you, you will probably never forget the feeling. I know I never will. As I remember this incident now, even though it happened years ago, those uncomfortable physical sensations return immediately. It was awful, and it is still awful. I felt dishonored, personally violated, angry, and absolutely powerless to do anything about it. That's how we feel when someone steals from us. And those are the feelings we have about someone breaking into our home and stealing stuff. Just material things, which in my case I went out and replaced in less than a week. Imagine how much more shaken, angry, and powerless we'd feel if someone stole so private and precious a thing as our dreams. And that's just what they have done. Somebody, or more accurately, a whole big bunch of somebodies, has stolen the American dream, right out from under our hard-working noses. We'd had our hopes and dreams ripped off, our future stolen and fenced by a bunch of freewheeling felons getting rich at our expense. The American dream has become a myth. The American dream is a fairy tale, not because it's not real, not because it's a thing of the past, not because it's not possible to achieve anymore either, and not because we don't deserve it. Absolutely not that. It's become a myth because the way we've been brought up and the things we've been taught we had to do to achieve the American dream simply don't work anymore. And what's more, that whole business of getting a college degree, work your way up the corporate ladder, or start your own small business and achieve your dreams could be a setup. For an increasing number of us, it turned into a con, a scam, and a scheme. The big shot power people used to get us to work our lives away, trading too much time for not enough money just to make them rich. Just thinking about it brings up the same feelings in me that I had when my home was stolen into, with one exception. This time, I don't feel powerless, not anymore. I found a way to get back the American dream. And before I tell you my way, the average person's way, let me ask you some questions. What is the American dream? Is the American dream going to college and getting a degree? Now you know that works for some, but really, how many? And isn't it true that for the doctors, lawyers, and Indian chief of government and corporate America, the future isn't what it used to be? How many college grads find work in their chosen field today? How many are doing the same work 10 years later, or even 5 years later? Likely 1 out of 100. Is the American dream getting a good job, working for a living? Can you get a job where you can earn what you're worth, where you'll become financially independent and find fulfillment and gain freedom, trading your time for money? Did you know that over half of all the first-time heart attacks occur between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Monday morning? That tells me that people would rather die than go back to work. There's no loyalty in corporate America anymore, and no security either. GM is laying off 30,000 workers. Ford is shuttering more than a dozen North American factories. China and India are booming and building like a gold rush town, while the once major G8 industrialized nations are steadily edging towards 20% unemployment. The youth in Spain, France, and Germany are already there. What about owning your own business? Is that the American dream? I tried that. Made $1 million, but it cost me $1.2 million to make it. Did you know that 90% of all small businesses fail in the first year? And 80% of the survivors close their doors in the next 5 years? And 80% of those lucky survivors never see year 10. Which means fewer than 1 out of 100 small businesses last a decade or longer. Doesn't look like owning a conventional small business is a way to achieve the American dream, does it? Now, notice I said conventional business. The times we live in. We live in unconventional times, which call for unconventional ways of doing things, new and better and different ways. Ideas that used to take 50 years to be born, grow and mature now take only 5 years or fewer. For example, it took radio 38 years to reach 50 million listeners. It took TV 13 years to reach 50 million mark. It only took the internet 4 years to attract 50 million users. Everything is changing and changing so rapidly that the great success stories of just a few short years ago are outmoded, dying dinosaurs today. Here's a recent example, Hedges recorders. If you owned a successful business manufacturing VHS recorders or tapes in the 1980s and early 90s, you were probably a very rich person, a millionaire many times over. Where would you be out today? Out of business? DVDs knocked VCRs right off the shelf of your entertainment center. DVD players take up less space, offer better sound and picture, have more options and are easier to use. Rest in peace, VHS. As I write this, DVDs are king of the hill, but change is happening so fast in the electronic industry that China is already busy writing the obituary for DVDs, gearing up to replace them with high-definition EVDs, enhanced versatile discs. And you better believe there's some techno nerd in some lab developing the technology that will eventually knock digital technology right out of the ring. Are you beginning to see the picture? The future is now, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow is happening today. If you can't see it, if you don't know what's coming, you are going to be left behind. And not just 1 or 2 steps behind either, miles behind. And things are moving so fast and you may never catch up, ever. Look, if you're not already in place at the top on the leading edge career track, where your job is out in the margins, literally working in the future today, you got no better than 1 chance in 10,000 of making it to the top of the old economy company. Believe me, it's true. What's left over are dull, dead-end government jobs like airport luggage checkers or cheap, unfulfilling service jobs, cleaning after or waiting on the hot shots smart enough to go where the action is now. And more importantly, where it will be in the future. Look around you. It's already happening. Leading edge entrepreneurs like the founders of MySpace.com, Facebook.com, and YouTube.com are working in the future by cashing in on the internet. Even after the dot-com bubble burst, the 3 guys who started YouTube, for example, sold it to Google for $1.65 billion only 1 year after starting the company. Mind-boggling, isn't it? Oh, to be a computer geek. In Yogi Berra's word, the future aren't what it used to be. The changing American workplace. Do you think big steel and other US heavyweight industries are going to make a comeback? Who's going to replace a robot or some other error-free automated machine that just replaced 20 human beings for less than half the money they were being paid and that does a better job? Just try getting a high-paying factory job today in Detroit, Pittsburgh, or Cleveland. There's a reason they call it the Rust Belt. Let's face it, blue-collar jobs are becoming extinct. Think I exaggerate? Ford Company is planning to eliminate 75,000 American jobs and close more than a dozen North American factories by 2012. And they're seriously thinking about terminating 3 high-end brands, Jaguar, Land Rover, and Lincoln. GM is closing 14 plants and permanently eliminating 30,000 jobs in the US and Canada. Poof! One secure jobs gone forever, and that's just the beginning. So what about the white-collar jobs? I can answer that with one bureaucratic buzzword: outsourcing. The US will lose 6 million high-paid white-collar workers to India in the coming decade. And not just call centers. Entire infotech departments are being outsourced to India, along with accounting services, healthcare services, banking and back office support, software design and production, even movie making, all in the effort to save money and boost profits for the fat cats at the top of the hedge fund managers who badger CEO to get leaner and meaner in exchange for buying their stock. The rich are getting rich and the poor? We all know the answer to that. Let's see. College degrees, corporate careers, small businesses, blue-collar jobs, white-collar jobs, all heading for underemployment or overseas. Where can people turn to recapture the American dream? What's left? What's left is a way of life and a work called multi-level marketing or network marketing. The most powerful form of distribution of goods and services available in the world today, a new and a better way of working and living. A proven industry that people from every walk of life are turning to. A way for the average person to achieve the dream. That's what this book is about. You deserve to know the truth about network marketing. Networking will be in the future in one of 3 ways. You will be one of the people who's making it happen, or you will be one of the people who's watching it happen, or you will be one of the people wondering what happened. It is simple. You either will be one of the million of ordinary men and women who achieve extraordinary lifestyles through network marketing, or you'll be the one of those who wish they had. I guarantee you that by the mid-21st century, if you're not a network marketer, you will be one of those other millions of people throughout North America and the world buying these things from them. Making things they buy, serving them, or waiting on them. Bold talk? Yes, the boldest. And yes, I earned the right. My story. You see, I had an American dream stolen from me, just like I'm saying most of you have. I've experienced those feelings in the pit of my stomach. Broke, scared, couldn't pay the bills, couldn't provide for the kids, no vacation, no fun, no future, frustrated, angry, and feeling powerless to change it. Then I discovered network marketing, and yes, perhaps, like you, I was skeptical at first. It sounded too good to be true. I felt it was just some sales scam, and a pyramid scheme. But hey, it didn't cost me anything to check it out. What if it were true? What if it really was my ticket to the American dream? I couldn't afford to risk losing out. They say the mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work unless you open it. So I opened my mind, I tucked my doubts and disbeliefs under my arm and took a look. What I found was that network marketing really was simple. Even I, a boat builder earning 5.50 million an hour who couldn't pass the test to become an insurance adjuster, could do it. It was fun too. There was a lot of people to help me. I got to make a powerful, positive difference in hundreds, even thousands of people's life. And yes, I made money too. More than I ever dreamed possible, in fact. But who cares what I did? Who cares what I think? The important question is, what do you think? Only your opinion counts. Is network marketing right for you? Can you be successful in network marketing? Will you? I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that you absolutely, positively owe it to yourself to learn the truth about network marketing. I mean, what if? What it's going to take for you to learn the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The cost of this book and a couple of hours of reading, max. It will be time and money well, and wonderfully spent. That's a promise. You see, in my opinion, network marketing is a wave of the future. In my opinion, network marketing is called a personal franchisee for a good reason. In my opinion, network marketing is put the freedom back into free enterprise. In my opinion, network marketing is the best way in the world, perhaps the only way for average people like you and me to live far above average lives. And that's my opinion. In the classic novel Fathers and Sons, Russian author Ivan Trognev wrote, I share no man's opinion. I have my own. So it's really your opinion of network marketing that counts, isn't it? See, it doesn't really matter what my opinion is. You got to know for yourself, isn't that true? What really matters is what you think and feel about network marketing. In short, you got to know what's in it for you. I promise you this, if you will just take the time to learn about who stole the American dream and determine for yourself if you can get it back with network marketing, then you'll know if network marketing is the right vehicle for you. No excuses. Now, I know some of you will make excuses for not investigating this industry. Some people will say, I don't have the time, or it's not for me, or I'm too old to try something new, and so on. All these half-baked excuses remind me of a guy who wanted to mow his grass, but his mower was broken. So he went next door to his neighbor's house and asked if he could use his lawnmower. Sorry, said the neighbor, I can't lend you a lawnmower because my wife is cooking beef stroganoff. Startled by his neighbor's response, the man asked, what does your wife cooking beef stroganoff have to do with your lending me your lawnmower? The neighbor looked him square in the eye and replied, if I do not want to loan you my lawnmower, any excuse will do. Nothing to lose. How about you? Are you accepting just an excuse to avoid finding out about this industry? Hey, if you made all the money you'll ever spend and you have the time and freedom to enjoy it, you probably don't need to investigate the possibilities of becoming a successful in network marketing. But if you are, like most of us, you got everything to gain and nothing to lose by finding out the facts about this fast-growing industry. There's no better time to check it out rather than right now. And if you decide that network marketing is for you, you will look back on this moment in time as the single most important moment in your life. This could be that special moment when you start to take control of your life again. The moment you begin to feel the freedom, security, and happiness of the American dream. Best of all, it could be the moment you start to make the American dream your American dream.